I'm back, got my setup back, almost got all my action figures back into their cases, and I want to talk about the Walking Dead game. I never did a review of the game. I think I only did maybe a review on like the first or second chapter, or maybe I did a playthrough of them, I don't know. But I've never actually talked about the full game. This past weekend, I've been going through and replaying some of the chapters and changing my choices a bit, and kind of seeing how much my choices actually affect the game. Unfortunately, they don't actually affect much at all. Some of the options or the choices do, but in the end, most of them don't, which is disappointing. Oh, and really quick, I'm going to try to keep this review as spoiler-free as possible. If I do have any spoilers, they're going to be really tiny, and I will give you a warning beforehand. So for those of you who haven't played Walking Dead yet, you play through the game as Lee. He was this guy that was going to prison because he came home one day and totally found his wife banging some other guy, so he killed the guy, naturally. And he was on his way to the prison when the zombie outbreak began. While he was trying to find shelter, he came across this little girl who was hiding out, looking for her parents, named Clementine. And so the adventure begins of you trying to constantly keep Clementine safe. Now, I have no soul. My heart is as dark and as black as they come. So, I know a lot of you really like Clementine. I found her baggage. I found her annoying. She was just like a useless character for me. Having this little girl follow me around and constantly judging everything I did. Look, little girl, I'm the adult. You don't understand, but sometimes adults have to make adult decisions. And don't sit there and judge me and pout just because I want to take stuff out of a car I found. We're trying to survive. You find a car full of goodies, I'm taking it. Later on, you come across this other guy and his family, Kenny. Kenny's kind of a hard ass. He just wants to survive, and he wants to help his family survive. He's got like a mail-order Russian bride named Katya and an annoying as hell son named Duck. I knew right away Kenny was who I wanted to team up with. This guy was a badass, and he was going to do whatever he had to do to survive. He might have been a dick, but that's okay. I could deal with that because it's the zombie apocalypse. I did everything through the game I could to appease Kenny. I agreed with him. I always fought on his side. Small spoilers, I shot his kid for him. Come on, I did everything I could for this guy. There came a time in chapter 4 where I really needed him to have my back. And he sat there and told me that I didn't have his the whole game, and the whole time that I was just more of a disappointment to him. Really, game, I did everything for this guy to team up with him, and he kind of totally ditched me. I do know he didn't ditch everybody. It wasn't one of those things where no matter what I did, he was going to leave my party. No, that's not the case. I don't know why he left my party. That totally sucks. But the two people that came with me were the two people I hated the most and the ones that I was a total bitch to. So I'm not really quite sure why that worked out that way. To keep it also as little spoilers as possible, there is a crazy ending. A lot of people were talking about it on Twitter. It made them cry. Again, no soul. I didn't cry. I really thought that scene and that ending could be much more emotional than it was. But yeah, I applaud them for doing that. Not a lot of people would have done that ending, which I shall not mention to keep it spoiler free. I know I mentioned a lot of negatives. My choices didn't have that big of a change in the game. I was disappointed that when I wanted there to be a change, like Kenny following me, he didn't, and on and on and on. That being said, this game is phenomenal. Walking Dead is such a great game. As many of you know, I am a huge fan of the comics. I've been there since issue 1, and I adore them. Not so much on the TV show, but I love the comics. And I think the game does a great job of getting off of the comics and creating like this separate story, an almost separate universe within the story of The Walking Dead. Excellent storytelling, excellent characters. They all have such very strong and separate personalities. The game is a must. A must. I really can't recommend it enough. Take my little critiques here and there and just kind of throw them aside because they're just that. They're just critiques. They're just small things that could have made the game a little bit better, but even then, the game is an amazing game. I would love to see more games go this route, more of the very story and emotionally driven choose your own adventures. I think Heavy Rain tried, and I think Heavy Rain terribly missed the mark on what makes a good story-driven choose your own adventure. I know a lot of you will disagree. Walking Dead is amazing, totally get it. And in just a few seconds, I'm going to show you the kind of like character spreadsheet of all my decisions. And beware, those are very spoiler-driven, so you might not want to stick around for that. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments what were some of your decisions. Who were some of your favorite characters? My favorite character was definitely Molly. Man, I wanted to hit that so bad, but she ditched me. So, what can you do? Anyways, guys, thanks for watching.